Today we're gonna be doing some 60-day dry aged ribeyes. These are gonna be so good. So we basically been aging them in the fridge in cheesecloth for those 60 days. And we're about to get our first look at it. And, you definitely smell like the kind of funky smell a little bit. Kind of like the cheese, you know, aged cheese kind of smell. Ooh. Hard on the outside. It's a good rind. Like that good bacteria. Good bacteria. Look at this thing. The thing is ridiculous. So, it's got some of that mold on it. Left the fat cap on. So make sure we protected that meat as much as possible. We left the bones in order to also protect the meat as much as possible. So we're gonna be basically cutting this into, basically it looks like one, two, so basically 3 big chunks. That's what we're gonna end up getting out of this. So we got our 60-day dry aged steak. It's a bone-in ribeye. This thing is gonna be so freaking good. If you ever done it before, it's a whole different level. So you can just see like all the fat's still intact. So it's got this, like I said, hard rind on there. So we're just going to go ahead and slice into this thing here. So we're going to cut as close to the bone on this side because we're going to lose a lot right here. So because we're going to lose this, then when you end up losing, I don't know, usually about 1/3 of your meat. So yeah, it's a little pricey, but let's go ahead and we'll cut into this thing and see what it looks like on the inside here. So it's a little tough, but you can do it. Whoa. So you can see all that fat. Oh, it's still intact. You can see it's gotten darker in here. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. Oh yeah, same thing. These things are beautiful. Like I said, we're gonna end up trimming all this off as we go. Off here. So, like I said, you end up losing a decent amount of meat in this process, but I mean, just based off my experience, it's well worth it. So you can see that's a scrap right there. So there's lots of things you can do with them. I don't really do too much with it as far as like making stock or any of that kind of stuff, but you can actually like take the bones, you can take this, you can actually cook it down into a stock. It ends up killing the bacteria when you boil it. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and do a little slicing. We slice off that kind of outside. You can see right there. So you end up kind of around the bone. It's not easy, but here. As you do this, you just trim it off. It's really nothing crazy. Oh man, you can just see all the red. You can see it's just so dark. So it's just super, super dark. And just that fat still intact, so that fat's gonna just cook down. Oh man. So it gives you an idea. You can see like just literally from this one steak, we lost all of this. Right? Like I said, you can cook this down, you can make stock out of it, you can do all kinds of stuff. But we end up with this beauty. right here. And oh man, these things cook down. Delicious. Oh man, look at all this. This is all we lost out of that whole ribeye. It's so much. And you end up with two rather large steaks, or sorry, three rather large steaks. I mean, these things are beautiful, beautiful. And we're gonna cook them low and slow in the smoker tonight. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, so I don't do anything crazy when it comes to like rubs and spices and all that kind of stuff. A lot of the times, you know, people, they wanna like dice up all their stuff. Like the everyday barbecue guy or girl, you know, basically, it's, you just go find what really, you know, kind of has what you want in it. You know, like most of these, they, you know, garlic, salt, pepper, onion, you know, those kind of things, little sugar, little spices, different things. This one has black pepper, cumin, a little bit of tomato, things like that. Some, you know, a little mesquite flavoring and all that stuff. I do like mesquite every now and again I cook with it. And then just, you know, some normal, you know, coarse sea salt. So you just kind of throw them in a little jar, you know, just kind of put it all together. And then all you're really doing is, there's other ways. If you want to bind it, you can actually like put olive oil on it. You know, little things like that. You can just sprinkle it. You know, I like to be a little heavy with it because you do lose a lot on the grill. So, you know, just is what it is. It's basically your flavoring to what you like. I just cook, you know, for the family and just like for, you know, what makes me happy, which is what most people do, right? You do the flavors you like. That's how you cook your food. You don't cook it for, I mean, if you got guests over, then yeah, you're cooking for your guests and whatnot, whatever. But, you know, this is, most of the time you're cooking for you, your family. You know what you like. Oh man. And then the garlic, the pepper, salt, cumin. Alright, here we go. We're gonna throw these old steaks on this old Treagar here. Upswing. Little bad boys in here. We're gonna let them cook. About 120, 125, and then from there. So from there, then we're going to take them off. We're going to cover them in foil, and then we're going to kind of crank this thing up so we can kind of get the sear on there. We're going to get the, you know, nice sear at the end. These things are going to cook super nice. But, yeah. Jet engine.
Why don't you get it by now? Tell me what you learned in grade school. Give it to me like you want it. Did you forget that code? Why is our love it one-sided? It should really be give and take. Fill you up and leave me empty. Baby, was that my mistake? Covering his feelings, going through changes. I'm just so mad right now, I can't even think straight.
Alright, cooked to 135. So, ooh, super juicy. So 60-day aged, dry aged steaks, ribeyes. Oh my goodness, these things are ridiculous. Cut these things open. Ooh. A lot of fat right there, but still hot. 60-day dry aged. Super tender, super juicy, good smoke flavor. So good. I could eat all this by myself. Don't tell my family.
Why don't you get it by now? Tell me what you learned in grade school. Give it to me like you want it. Did you forget that golden rule? Why is our love at one-sided? It should really be give and take. Fill you up and leave me empty. Baby, was that the mind?